The midweek edition, the hump day edition, if you will, of Weather for Weather Geeks here on this Wednesday evening. It's the 10th day of May. Welcome back, everyone, to the Valley's most detailed weather video. Even if you're not a weather geek, hope you'll find these videos to be useful and sometimes kind of entertaining, depending on how goofy of a mood I'm in. All right, tonight we've got a lot to talk about once again, so let's dive right into it. 2-degree guarantee today. We hit the mark today. 68 was the forecast, 67 the actual high today. Only 2 misses out of 10 so far this month. I'd like to get our 2017, I should say 2017, accuracy percentage up a little higher than that 69% we're at right now. Last year we finished closer to 80, and I think we'll get there again this year. We tend to make up a lot of ground during the summer season. The transitional seasons make for some difficult forecasts. Late winter into spring, and then again in the fall season. Dead of winter, dead of summer, the dog days of summer, if you will, tend to feature fewer challenges, at least in terms of temperature forecasting. Thunderstorm forecasting, precipitation forecasting, that's a whole other story indeed. All right, we were actually right on the mark for this time of the year as far as our high temperature today, and actually the low this morning was pretty close to average, 67 and 43 today. The records 87 and 24, of course, way out of reach. This evening, a few areas of concerning weather across the lower 48 states. Tornado watch down in parts of Oklahoma and Texas along the Red River. Severe thunderstorm watch panhandle of Texas, and a couple of watch boxes across parts of the Missouri and Mississippi valleys. This northern batch of rain and thunder is what we will concern ourselves with over the next 12 hours. Notice the severe thunderstorm watch in parts of Illinois. Not concerned about severe weather here. In fact, I don't think there's any thunder here. As this rolls east, I think we're going to start to see some rain from this later on tonight. Here's our high-res FUTURECAST doing a pretty good job of depicting where the rain is this evening. In other words, it's verifying pretty well. So we are prone to generally trust its ideas overnight, and the idea is, while there could be some thunder and lightning in southeast Ohio, I doubt there's any up here. I think it's just going to rain some as we go towards 5, 6 a.m. If you're an early riser tomorrow, expect it to be raining fairly steadily around the valley through at least daybreak tomorrow morning. All right, big picture climatologically speaking for tomorrow. Look at our forecast high tomorrow, only 57, much cooler tomorrow. We've had to take the high way down tomorrow. This forecast for tomorrow and Friday has changed a lot over the last couple of days, and that's the nature of the beast. Sometimes our forecasts have to be adjusted, sometimes tweaked a little, sometimes bigger changes when the writing is on the wall, and the writing's on the wall that tomorrow is going to be a cooler day with the clouds and a little bit of damp weather. So that's what we're looking at tomorrow. The record high tomorrow, 92. Record low is 28 for the 11th day of May. Now what you're going to see on the modeling here is our steady band of rain early, and then just a sea of clouds for the rest of the day. But if you look carefully, there's a couple of green specks here. I think there can still be some patches of drizzle as we get into the afternoon and the evening tomorrow. Otherwise, a sea of clouds and quite a bit cooler. It's going to be a much, much different day. So our rain chances tomorrow are high, at least 80% that you're going to see measurable rain in your backyard tomorrow. We might even be able to say 100%. But the intensity of any rain is going to be pretty low, especially after about daybreak, maybe even 7 o'clock or so. Once we're past that first batch of rain, first thing in the morning, anything that falls from the sky tomorrow will be pretty light, so not much more than drizzle, really. So again, the hourly rain chances elevated all day tomorrow, but don't think that this will be some sort of downpour all day, like a total rainy, awful day. It's patchy drizzle, really, for a lot of the midday and the afternoon. Severe weather risk tomorrow into tomorrow night down along the Ohio River, but this far to the north, no concern about severe weather locally. All right, rainfall totals on our modeling here. You can see there's a variety of ideas. The NAM model in the orange down here, not sure what it is doing, but it says it's not going to rain at all. That is not going to be right. But you can see, even though there's some variance here, 1/4 to 1/2 inch is a good average. I think that's about right. Most of that will come late tonight. We'll get that 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more, mostly late tonight. Again, after that, it's mostly drizzle for tomorrow afternoon, again tomorrow night, and again on Friday. You're going to see a lot of clouds here Friday. Not a lot coming out of those clouds, except probably some incessant nuisance drizzle that just doesn't make it very nice to be outside. It's also going to be very chilly Friday. I've got 53 in our forecast for the high on Friday. Now, as we kick off the weekend, there's going to be a low-pressure system down along the coast of North and South Carolina, kind of what we call an inverted trough, extending north from that. And that's going to lead to more damp weather, I think, into Saturday morning. Now, I do think we'll shake this by Saturday afternoon. It may take a while for the sun to come out on Saturday, but it's going to try. And I think the drizzle will mostly go away by about midday on Saturday. So hopefully you took care of your yard work over the last couple of days. I know I mowed my yard today, knowing that next couple of days aren't looking so good. And even Saturday morning, again, still pretty damp and drizzly. I think we can salvage Saturday afternoon, and Mother's Day also is looking improved. Now, this isn't going to be a crazy warm day by any stretch of the imagination, but it is going to be a decent day, and I've left this low-end chance of a shower in the forecast for Mother's Day. Don't think it's much, just a passing shower, really. It might even be mostly in the morning, or the highest chance in the morning. 62, our forecast high for Mother's Day. That's about 6 below average, but still better than Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then beyond Mother's Day, what a nice pattern change. One more cool shot pivoting down over the weekend. That's our closed area right here, this upper low, pivoting through the Great Lakes. Once that gets a kick east, the pattern will change. Big trough's going to set up out west, and downstream of that, big ridge pumps up in the eastern U.S. This is a pattern we haven't seen for a while, with a high-pressure ridge over the eastern U.S., and that's going to mean, I think, that we're going to flirt with 80, perhaps even eclipse 80 once or twice during the middle of next week. May not be as early as Wednesday. If it's not Wednesday, it's probably Thursday that we hit or exceed 80 degrees. How long does that last? I'm not going to show you the modeling this evening, but I do think that the warm pattern that settles in during the middle of next week lasts 5-6 days. There are signs that it retreats back to average, maybe a little below average for the last roughly 10 days or a week of May. Keep in mind our averages towards the end of May are getting close to 70 into the lower 70s, so a cool day in late May is in the mid-60s. Not exactly freezing cold, but there are signs that we go back to a somewhat cooler pattern after this, say, 4 or 5 day warm-up that starts during the middle of next week. As always, thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night.